Well, Anthea, this is just a quick summary of how we are using campaigns or how we potentially can use campaigns. A good example. Ultimately, what the goal is that here we have the fulfillment plan that is in a spreadsheet, and our objective is to get that into Salesforce. And obviously, I haven't had a chance to get all of these in there, but what we have here is we have secondary schools and as an example, and then within secondary schools, we have Catholic Sydney, Catholic statewide, independent statewide, public statewide, so on and so forth. So you can add as many of those as you want, however you want to go ahead and attack the market. That's your prerogative. When we look at it, what I do is I would select campaigns, and then again, what I've got is a list view here in North South Wales Health as the campaign, and you can just come ahead and pick it out of the list, and then you can pin it if you want to use that from a consistent perspective. And then ultimately, what we look at is we're really managing statuses related to the campaigns, and we've kind of broken it down. Again, this is open to discussion. However, we want to go. You guys want to look at it from a workflow perspective. But I've got stuff that's planned. I've got stuff that's working. I've got things that are completed, and I've nurturing, and then I've given up on some. I've aborted some. Looking at this particular area here, the difference between working and planned, if I go ahead and I click on one of these, the big difference is I come to the campaign itself, or the campaign that we're working on. Again, these in-browser tabs that we have are really important in Salesforce. If I click on related, what I see is I have 111 schools associated to this particular campaign. So again, in this particular example, the objective is, hey, we want to target each one of these schools, want to get a point of contact at each one of the schools, want to reach out to them and talk to them about the different services that we're offering on that side of it. Each one of these schools, I know it's intuitive just to kind of click on the name, but that doesn't actually take you to the account. This link here that says account will take you to the account record. There's our account record for the schools. So that came out of Mark's list. And then ultimately, our objective is, hey, do we have a point of contact associated with those particular schools? What we see here is a link. I can see that this school is related to this particular campaign. I can click that, go back and take a look at it, and it takes me back to the campaign that I happen to be working on at that particular point. The other thing you can always do at a campaign is you can look at it. I like to look at it from here, from the tab, and see it in the Kanban view. But we also can look at it from a hierarchy perspective. And then, and I don't know why formatting it doesn't format that great. I just pull that out. And then ultimately, what we have here is we've got different types of campaigns here. And you can see that I've got a couple planned or a couple working, and I have one planned. The reason that's at the plan status is I wasn't able to initially look at it. I've got one account in there, but I wasn't able to go in and pick out all the accounts and put them in there. So once I move all the accounts in there, I can then come over to the status of this particular one, and I can move it over to working, that I happen to be working it on that side of it. The other thing that we look at when we have all of our campaigns here, so I'll just come back to this Catholic one. In the details section, we can come in here and we can start to put some forecasts together. We could say, and again, I've just put these numbers in here as examples, but an example, we've got 111 schools, so we're forecasting we can do a safe talk per school. Let's say that we bundle 250 start with every safe talk that we do. We now have 27,000 start licenses, assuming that we have about 20 people per class. What we end up doing is we come in and we say to ourselves, this is the total number of people trained in that, and that's really the amount of workshops times 20 plus 27,000 gets us 29,000, or almost 30,000 people trained. And then we can come down here into this text area. This just came out of your spreadsheet. We can put the details of what's going on there. And then, very important, we can come over here and we can manage our tasks associated with it. So what are some of the calls that we've done associated with this campaign? What are some of the emails? What are some of the new tasks that I have? What are some of the events going on associated with it? I can attach notes. I can attach files. So those are all things that you can't do inside of the spreadsheet that we can now do inside of the campaign. Once we get a point of contact, somebody at every one of the schools, we could have a sub campaign that says we want to go ahead and what you call it, email everybody. We could do Catholic schools, second schools, Catholic statewide email, and then that becomes a sub campaign to this particular campaign here. So I know I've thrown a lot of stuff at you, but just kind of get in and take a look at it. Ultimately, for me, campaigns, New Southwest Health campaign, and then coming in there and looking at it in the Kanban view gives you a kind of a visual of the campaigns. When I click on the campaign, my two primary tabs, the details, the things we're doing related to the campaign, and then the related, which are the members to the campaign that we have. And then we can look at the hierarchy, the overall setup of how the campaign looks. So we can review this a little bit more on our call later in the day on Monday and go from there. Thanks. Talk to you later.